Who the hell is going to play quarterback for this Vikings squad moving forward? All right, welcome back to Onebar and Lupagus show. I'm Onebar with Lupagus. Vikings got a lot of question marks. What's going to happen at quarterback? We're going to talk about it.
We are going to talk about that. Before we do, hit the subscribe button to our channel. Why would you not want to do that? We're over 10.3K. 10.4 is on the horizon. And also, if you feel so inclined, become a YouTube member. Do it.
Yeah, hit that notification bell too. You'll get notified anytime we're on. Lucky you.
Hell yeah.
All right, Dobbsy, we've talked about it a lot, but let's talk. We're going to talk about each option, and we're going to talk about who we want and who we think it will be. Two very, very different things.
Yeah, who do you want to start with?
Let's just start with the most recent, something stuck in our memory. Let's go with Josh Dobbs. Josh freaking Dobbs. Go.
Okay, should he be the starter moving forward? You committed to him already. He's started. Well, he didn't start the Falcons game, but he's 3 games in. Maybe four games. But here's the thing: if you're gonna go with Josh Dobbs moving forward, go to what he does best. Let him use his legs. Give him that, maybe 2 reads and then run. Play to his strengths. Don't make him a pocket passer like he did against the Broncos, like he did against the Bears. Let Josh Dobbs use his legs. Tailor your offense to fit him instead of trying to force him to be something he's not, like we saw last night.
Yeah, I mean, they just need to take a real deep, hard look at it. Is Dobbs just absolutely horrible all of a sudden? Or our defense is actually planning for Josh Dobbs now? That is a big old question. Dobbs, he's a guy that can go out there and absolutely lose a game like he just did. And I think he's a guy that every once in a while is going to just shock the shit right out of you and be like, wow, this dude is making plays. I think he's I don't know. Fool's gold.
Yeah, and if KOC wants a pocket passer, then no. Josh Dobbs should not be your quarterback. If he's willing to change the offense to work with what he does best, then yes, he should be the starter moving.
It would be for Kevin O'Connell to make a move off of Dobbs, even though Dobbs has only been there 3.5 games, whatever it is. It would be a big move. It would be a big move to move on from him because the other options aren't overly great. So let's talk about the other option. Let's go in the pecking order, not the pecker order. Nick Mullens, who was the backup quarterback back from the injury yesterday.
Yeah, and again, why would they go with Nick Mullens? Well, they're 6-6. He's a veteran. Has he won a lot of games as a starter? No, but he's been here for a couple of years. He knows the system. He can throw from the pocket. Will he make as many mistakes as Josh Dobbs? Probably not. Will he make some mistakes? Yeah, but he's a veteran, and that's why they may turn to him.
Yeah, and I think Justin Jefferson's coming back. I think Mullens is a better passer. I think if they're looking for just a pocket passer, a guy that's going to move the sticks, make some mistakes, but also probably have a little bit prettier throws, maybe not the prettiest, but prettier, I think Nick Mullens would be the guy. Like you said, he hasn't won a ton. If Nick Mullens was the quarterback, I think confidence would actually maybe be a little bit lower as far as how far we can go, whether it's the playoffs or not. But Nick Mullens is just kind of that safe-ish type guy where I think the offense would be pretty boring.
Let me ask you this. If Nick Mullens was a quarterback last night against the Bears, would we have scored more than 10 points?
If Nick Mullens, we would have won the game. I know he won't have had 4 interceptions. If Nick Mullens would have started, if Sean Mannion would have started, I think we would have won the game. Oof. And I'm not even just trying to be weird. Those interceptions were so effing bad.
3 of the 4. One was off. One was off Addison's helmet.
Whatever. The other 3, the biggest issue is he should have had like 7 interceptions.
Yeah, there was a pick 6 that they dropped for sure.
So I think if we would have started anybody else, we would have won.
Yeah. So Nick Mullens. I mean, Nick Mullens definitely possible. Yeah, Jaren Hall, the rookie. Should he? What do you think?
In preseason, I mean, the biggest issue with him was his completion percentage was pretty gross. He started off like, oh, wow, this is a nice little piece. And then he started to show his kind of true colors, his bad accuracy, a couple of bad decisions. And I think opposing teams game planning for Jaren Hall would probably not take that much and probably start getting into his head. So that worries me. What gets me excited about Jaren Hall is obviously the unknown. He can make plays with his legs like Josh Dobbs. And just we could see what we have. But this would be easily the most risky move.
It would be, but this is what this team had decided to do after the Kirk Cousins injury. Jaren Hall was the man they were turning to. Yeah, he was kind of the only option at that point, but they had game plan for him as the starting quarterback moving forward. And then he gets hurt, then Josh Dobbs, lights up the world, shockingly. So then they make the move to Dobbs. So if this was originally the plan, would they go back to it? I don't know. 6-6, thick of the playoff hunt, or a rookie quarterback who's only had like 1.5 series. I don't know if they'll do it, but I like it as from the perspective that, he gives you a little bit more. He can take off, make plays with his legs. Nick Mullens won't do that. But the decision-making could be just as bad as we saw with Josh Dobbs. That's what worries me, and that's what makes me think it's going to be Dobbs or Mullens and not the rookie, though I do want to see Jaren Hall, because then you also know if this kid has any potential for the future.
Well, the only reason Hall was out there is because there was no other options. There wasn't any other options.
Yeah, but if he would have said there, played that game, played well, I think they would have stuck with him and kept Ryan Jaren Hall.
Yeah, that is a big old if, but let's get to it. Let's see who we want and who we think it'll be. So who do you want? And maybe it could be the same person.
I want to see the rookie. I want to go Jaren Hall. I don't think they'll do it, but that's what I want to see.
I guess selfishly, I would want to see Jaren Hall. I think if we go that route, we're kind of cashing our chips a little bit. I don't think we have much. I think he gives us the least chance to go somewhere, but also I would like to see him to see what he has, and maybe he will shock us. Maybe he'll go out there and play pretty damn good. But I do think he gives us the least chance of going anywhere. But I do want to see him.
I do too. What I think they're going to do, I think they're going to switch and go Nick Mullens. I do. I think Josh Dobbs, just the expression on KLC's face during the game, the confusion with what he was doing, the decisions he was making. You can sit there at the podium and say, well, he's come a long way. He's only been here for a few weeks, but those things are inherent. Like under duress, the decisions you make, you can't coach that out of somebody. So I think he thinks Nick Mullens will be a safer option. Upside not very high here, but I think that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, this is just a complete guess. Anybody would just be guessing at this point, but what I think they will do, again, it's not maybe what I want them to do, but I think Josh Dobbs is going to come back out there. I think they're going to be a little intrigued to see what Josh Dobbs with his legs, with Justin Jefferson back, just adding that dynamic back into it and hopefully freeing some more stuff up for Dobbs. Nick Mullens is just, I don't know. I think if they were going to make the move for Nick Mullens, he would have went in yesterday, and they didn't want anything to do with it. Like, why did they put him in?
I don't know. I don't know what went into that. He said he thought about it. So that was brought up in the press conference.
That don't come true.
Well, he did think about it
right now.
I don't know. I don't have an answer for that, why he didn't put him in. We'll see what happens. But yeah, it's really close. And I think we should probably know in a week. I'm assuming they're going to announce the starter well in advance of the game against the Raiders. So we'll find out what happens. But it's close. I think.
I don't know. I think they're going to be pretty sneaky as far as who the quarterback is. They have no reason to
keep those Raiders guessing.
Why not? We'll take anything we can get right now. I think if Nick Mullens would have came in yesterday, I would say Nick Mullens moving forward. But
I mean, what would Dobbs have had to do? I mean, to get pulled. I mean, he was pretty bad, and they stuck
pretty bad. No, that was the worst thing I've ever seen.
And that's the other thing. I mean, KLC has stuck with players who are struggling. It's not like he's quick to pull someone. So maybe that goes into it too, and he just rolls with Dobbs. We'll see. I think it's very, very close which way it could go.
All right, there you have it. Lupagus thinks it will be Mullens. He wants Hall. I think they're still going to be Dobbs. Love it or hate it. And I would like to see Hall too. So let us know in the comments what you would do if you were the head coach of this Minnesota Vikings team.
And remember this, and I'm sorry if I already said it, but French Bulldogs cannot reproduce naturally because they're too top heavy. Every French Bulldog puppy is born of artificial insemination.
Oh.